Hello, this is Victor, and I wanted to go over a brief grounding exercise that I've used with a number of different people to help, just to help kind of get out of our heads and back into our moment. A lot of times I've noticed that people experience a lot more anxiety, often escalating even into panic when our focus is maybe outside of ourselves, right? We're focusing so much on the situation around us that it builds the anxiety, and the anxiety continues to grow as our externals get more and more and more of our focus and attention. And part of the ways grounding works is it helps us to come back into our immediate space, back into our body, basically helps get our focus back into what we can control and what we actually experience, not the world around us, the hypotheticals, the what ifs, the externals that we can't control, that we can't influence, and that we don't have any control over. So the way this works is there 4 steps. I got this technique from a mentor of mine, a man named Dr. Joe Martin. He has a ton of material available in podcast form, and I will link that below in the video description as well. I had reached out to him actually on how to manage some of my own anxiety, and he shared this grounding tech with me at that time. And like I said, I've gone on to share that with a number of other people. So this is not original to me, but I have used this personally, and I've seen its effectiveness in myself and also for other people. So basically it's beat by beat, breath by breath, moment by moment, and step by step. So the very first portion of this, the beat by beat, involves literally finding your pulse. If you've never done this before, we have a pulse in our wrists, on the thumb sides of our hands. So you'll notice you can actually see on my wrist here, you can see that there are a number of different veins and arteries and things like that here. The easiest way that I've found to find the pulse there, because I know not everybody has a lot of practice doing that, is if you're feeling around right here, you'll notice there's actually a little bit of a hollow right here. So you take your 2 fingers, put them at the base of your thumb, slide them down until you feel that hollow, and just apply a very gentle pressure. I can actually see my pulse. I don't think you will be able to, but it's right in front of my fingers. I can actually see the pulse, the heartbeat there. So you find your pulse, again right here. You can also find it up in here, in your neck, right here. Basically looks like it's halfway between my ear and my chin, right there. And all you do is you spend a few moments just noticing your heartbeat, noticing your pulse. What this does is this helps to bring our focus back onto some physical sensations. It requires almost no thought beyond finding the pulse. Once you've found the pulse, you focus on what it feels like to your fingertips. You can also focus on the pressure that you feel on your wrist, and just notice that for a few moments. You can count your pulse if you'd like to, maybe count to 30, 40, 50, however many you choose. So beat by beat, focus on your pulse. After you do that for a few moments, then you shift to breath by breath and focus on your breathing. So take a few deep breaths, breathe in through your nose, and fill your lungs, fill your belly, until you feel a good stretch. Pause and then breathe out through your mouth. There are a number of simple breathing techniques you can find to help focus on your breathing, to make it more of a deep breathing exercise at this point. But the simplest way to view this is to just take 3 to 5 slow, deep breaths. All right, again, what this does is this takes us from something that requires almost no thought and is just purely physiological to something that requires a hair more thought, but not much. We don't think about breathing usually, so we're taking something that requires no thought and adding some thought to it, a little intentionality. Now I'm focusing on my breath. I'm intentionally taking a deep breath. I'm noticing the swell and the stretch in my chest, and then I'm also noticing the compression as I breathe out. Like I said, you do that 3 to 5 deep breaths, and then you move on, moment by moment. At this point, simply observe your physical space. Where am I? What am I doing right now? For example, I'm sitting in my office. I'm in my office, sitting in my chair, at my computer, making a video. So now I'm focusing literally on my immediate space. I'm not focusing on what might be. I'm not focusing on what's out there, right? I'm not focusing on who's out in the waiting room. I'm not focusing on, what might be happening in the weather, in my car, in my neighborhood. I'm just focusing on my immediate space. After I take a few moments to do that, then I ask the question. So now I move into the step-by-step stage, and I ask the question of what is the immediate single next thing I need to do. In my case, the single next thing that I need to do is finish this video and push the stop button that's right there. And that's it, right? That's the single next step for me. I think I added 2, finish the video and push stop, but you see how simple it can be, right? So perfect example would be maybe you're out shopping at a place like a mall. A big busy place with lots of people, lots of noise, especially this time of year. We're approaching Christmas, the holiday season, and shopping places get louder, they get brighter, they get more intense, and sometimes they get much busier. Think Black Friday, for example. And so those situations can be very stressful for a lot of people, especially anybody who struggles with social anxiety or things like that. There's a lot of activity. It can be very overstimulating as well, right? And if we're overstimulated, maybe somebody has ADHD, even autism or anxiety challenges, overstimulation in this case would be all focused on the externals, right? The lights, the noises, the people, all of that. So if I'm out at the mall and I start to just feel anxious, I notice some of my anxiety signs, right? Maybe my chest starts to get tight. I'm not breathing as well. I'm taking short, shallow breaths. Maybe I start to feel dizzy. Maybe I start to feel hot. As soon as I notice that I'm feeling anxious, I can slowly and very discreetly move my hand to the pulse on my wrist. Now you can't see it because it's out of the screen, but even in real life, you can do this very discreetly, almost as if you're checking your watch, scratching an itch, something like that. This is something you can use in school too. You're sitting at a desk, keep your hands in your lap under your desk, and just simply feel your pulse. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now my heart rate might be a little bit elevated right now, but I'm in presentation mode. So I felt my pulse beat by beat. Now I'm going to take a couple deep breaths. I'll just do 1 or 2 for the video. Beat by beat, breath by breath, moment by moment. I'm sitting here. If I was at the mall, I would notice the people that I was with. I would maybe notice my outfit, my shoes, my boots, um, my um, if I had makeup on, I maybe notice my glasses. I'm here at the mall with my family. We're looking for Christmas presents for somebody else. Um, I'm here at the mall with my friends. We're just out having a good time. That sort of a thing. I'm in the food court next to whatever restaurant. Just noticing your immediate space. So in my literal moment, right? Again, I'm in my office. I'm at my desk. I can see my plant. I can see my other plants. That sort of a thing. And then step by step. So if I'm in the mall, we'll stick with that example. What is the next single step? Order food. Go into that store. Go use the bathroom. Unzip my coat. What is the literal next step that I have to do? And that's it. Beat by beat, moment, beat by beat, breath by breath, moment by moment, and step by step. So next time you notice yourself feeling anxious, especially if you are prone to panic or panic attack, but next time you start to notice yourself feeling anxious and getting dysregulated, try it. See if it helps. Sometimes it's helpful enough to just find your heartbeat and just focus on your pulse for a few moments. And that in and of itself can be grounding enough to get you back out of your externals and into your immediate space. All right, give it a try. Let me know your feedback below. Let me know if it works. Let me know if it's helpful. Let me know if there's a point for you where it gets sideways, or let me know if there's a point in this process where you just stop and don't have to go all the way with it. Otherwise, until next time, I'm Victor, and have a good day.